All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use containers to create more advanced designs. So let's go ahead and we're going to add a block, and I'm going to go ahead and recreate that block easily and quickly using containers. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a testimonial block, and let's go and choose this one over here. So we're going to recreate this. All right, so let's add a block, an empty block. And the first thing I want to do is recreate the structure of this block. So I'm going to first delete a column, and then I'm going to add a new row, and we're going to have it have 3 columns like that. All right, so let's go ahead and add a heading. And this is going to say what people say, and I want to go ahead and center align that, and then I want to go ahead and recreate this item. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to add an image, and I'm going to change the size of this image to be a custom size, and I'm going to make it 200. 200 is too big. 100 by 100, and I'm going to make sure that it is round. Okay, even that's a little bit too big, so maybe we need to go 50. 50 seems about right. All right, let's do that. 50. A little bit small. Okay, 60 by 60 looks about right. All right, then I just want to go ahead and update this image to be a person. So let's come here, find a person, and we'll go with, let's just choose happy. There we go. Okay, she looks fun. Let's put her in there. And then I want to go ahead and add some text and 2 headings. So I'm going to come here to this column. I'm going to add text, and I'm going to add 2 headings. So right click, add a heading, right click, add a heading. Let's go ahead and customize this. I am just going to copy the text from here because I'm a bit lazy. So we're going to copy that and paste it in here. And I just want to see what style this is. So it is set to no style. Interesting. Well, we're going to go ahead and make it a bit bigger at least. So let's make that heading 4 size. That's about right. All right, this heading is a heading 4 as well. And this one is a heading, not sure. So let's just select heading 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to apply this heading is going to be heading 4, and this one is going to be heading 6. Heading 6 is actually a bit small. There we go. All right, so we've created a sort of simple design here. Okay, so now that I have created all of that, I want to go ahead and put all of this into a container. So I'm going to right click on my image, and I'm going to wrap it. Now that image is being held in a container, but I also want to add all of this to that container as well. So I'm going to simply drag my content into that container. Now I can go ahead and customize my container. So I can go ahead and give my container a background, and let's go ahead and make it a similar gray that we've got. And we can go ahead and give it a border, and we want the border to have a radius of, let's say, about 20. And we don't want it to have a actual border, so we can set that to 0. All right, and then we've got a few spacing issues that we need to apply here. So what I'm going to do is come here to the gap settings of my container, and I'm just going to add a little bit of a gap so that that information is slightly more spread out. Now, to duplicate this container into the next row, what I'm going to do is just right click on that container, hit duplicate, and then I can grab that container and move it into the next column. And I can do that again. I can go ahead and simply duplicate that container and then move it into the next column. And now I have those 3 containers being held in my columns. So that is one way that we can use containers to create slightly more advanced designs. You could of course do all of this within your row as well. But another time we might want to use containers is when organizing our buttons, for example. So if I come here and I right click and I say add a row, and let's add a row. And in this row, I want to add some buttons. So I'm going to add a button, and I want to go ahead and add another button. You'll see that my buttons are stacked on top of each other. If I come to my column settings, I can make it horizontal. I can create a gap, and I can center align that information as well. But I might want to wrap these buttons instead. And let's just go ahead and move that button into the container as well. And then we have a little bit more control over that container. So we can go ahead and do the same thing, horizontally align them, justify them to the center, ensure that there is a gap, and then we can customize these buttons as we like. But the thing here now is that I can go and take this container and I can go ahead and put it over there. And now it is in this little column instead. And I can move that around very easily to wherever I want it to be on that page. So that is one of the advantages to designing things within containers, because you can then move that container to be wherever you want it to be. So we can move it into that first column over there. So again, that's just another advantage of designing within containers. You can also then go ahead and duplicate that entire container and all of the content within that container and move that again to wherever you want it to be on your page. So that is just a quick breakdown of how to use containers in more advanced designs and the benefits of using containers to create more advanced designs and to make your life and managing your designs just a little bit easier. All right, in the next video, we're going to start actually designing out a page and getting into the different settings for different content modules. I'll see you there.